I invite you to join with me in the spirit of reflection and meditation, the deep ask of prayer. Spirit of life and of love. On this All Souls Day, as we gather to celebrate all of the souls who have died and whom we have loved so well, we ask to be present. We ask to be present as people who like to know, and yet who know in the face of death that all we can know is that great mystery remains over what happens after death. We gather as people whose religious ancestors believed, as many others did in those times centuries ago, in a life after this life. And yet, unlike others, they believed that rest and peace came to all, not just to those who had lived an obedient and giving life. And we are grateful as we gather here to inherit that message of hope. And as we gather here today, let us take into our hearts the words of the writer George Eliot, who spoke of the choir invisible, made up of all the people whom we have loved and who have loved us and who have died before us. We ask that in this space we can embrace with sorrow and with joy that presence that we know for those who we have loved remain with us. They are part of us. The energy of what they have loved and felt passionate about is around us now in this place, in this time. So on this All Souls Day, in the spirit of our tradition, let us speak aloud in a moment the names of our own, so that they will be that choir invisible among us. With the first sounding of the bowl, let us call out the names of the people who are living now in our hearts. And when we listen to its second ring fade, let us fold them back into our lives, renewed by our connection with them in this time and place. On this day, and in this way, may we hear the music of the choir invisible, that great silent singing of the persistence of memory and the powerful, powerful witness of eternal love. So may it be. We will now have our procession in recognition of all souls, and particularly in recognition of those among our community who have had a loss in this last year. Let us, as they pass, take into our hearts this journey, this dance of life and death that is part of all of our experience.
What makes this table sacred is not simply the objects and candles that are on it, but the stories within them, the memories that they hold, the feelings that come up in our heart and our souls when we look on the faces in these pictures, when we feel the texture of the objects that we have placed. This table is sacred because it is our heart laid open with the joys and the sorrows of those we have lost and of those whose memory continues to shape our lives.